Dan Howard, good day. Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you. Peter Nuttall, good day. Mark Osborne, hello. Paul, good day. Stuart Hingston, hello. Dan Shed, good day, Fridge. Yeah, it's all happening here, really. It's not. I'm exhausted. Let's have a look here. I haven't got a camera mount at all, and apologise for that. Totally stuffed, to be honest. Been a big week, and it's going to get bigger before it gets smaller. Not feeling particularly organised for the weekend. The weekend's Christmas, so I'm probably going to go down to Dan's or down to the roller and do organise some sign writing. So that's what's on the agenda, but we'll see how we go. David, back at you. Tea and biscuits, g'day. Three and a half inches, about 3/4 inch to the foot. There you go, Dan, for information. What's happening here? Bruce is turning up. That's one of the things that's happening. Don't know when. I think he'll be at Coffs Harbour at Christmas time. That's Bruce Witham from Western Australia. GM Trek Engineering. He's got a caravan and a wife, and they're sort of doing a bit of an Australia trip. Raymond, g'day. About 2 years ago, he posted me this sign, which was a bit rough. There wasn't any actual bullet holes in it, I don't think. But it was fairly dented and bent and pretty ugly. And I got in and cleaned it up and knocked some actual... There's a bit of a story to this, apparently, but I sort of made it sort of half flat, which I'm pretty impressed with. And it's got a little bit of filler in it, not much, but it's not too bad. And now I put a coated top on it and a coat of black on the letters, which was not the world's easiest job, to be honest. It was a bit tricky. And I've just screwed it on a bit of timber to keep it flat while he takes it home, and a little bit of foam under all those screws to stop them scratching up. So it's not terrible. It's not as good as it probably could be, but it's really not terrible. So that's a job I've done this weekend. Anyone who's interested. I just noticed that this tin of paint's on the ground there. My mate Owen must have dropped that off. I really appreciate that. Don't know if he's watching this or not. He'd be in bed by now. I should be too. There's a coat of... it looks good from on the wall. Yeah, it looks excellent. I wouldn't sort of attack the sign with a magnifying glass, but it's really very, very difficult to get it right. I'm going to need a bottle of single malt, I guess, if Bruce is around. Don't know where we'll see him. On the road somewhere, probably. Anyway, this is pretty good paint. This is red all-surface primer. Put 2-pack over the top of it, no worries at all. Not supposed to be used in areas of constant immersion. Now, there's a 4-litre tin there that's damaged, apparently. can't sell. That's got a dent in it, he says. I don't know what the story is with that, but anyway, he didn't charge me for it. So, score. There was a tin of paint there to paint the saw bench. So there you go, Dan. And the rest up to you. So that's one of the jobs. Had another score too. This place has looked a bit lived in down here, in the kitchen, in the workshop. Here tonight to shoot this, but sort of looks a bit lived in. Have a look over here while we're at it. I think Marcus has been down here making something out of aluminium by the look of that. There's a serious amount of swarf on the floor anyway, so I'm guessing there was a part come out of the middle of it. I'm not sure, I can't see it here. Maybe someone's picked it up. Anyway, you might even sweep that up later. I probably should. Marcus has got in and machined the end of this to the right size, sort of. That looks like a pretty good fit on there. And I hope it comes off again. And it's got a couple of keys to go in here with a lock and screw. Sorry, I'm going to have to get the mics on that side. Let's try that. I think that's better. Sorry. Anyway, it's got a couple of keys to go in there with a lock and screw. And that's machined down. This is ready to put a thread on at some point. So it's coming up. You must be going to finish it soon because I said with my hand over the mic that you sent me an invoice for it, so I'm guessing it's not far away. So working on that. I think he needed something about 5 inches diameter, and the only bit of stock he had was about as big as that chuck, to be honest. So the bit of stuff that I brought in for him yesterday from around the street was about 8 inches diameter and about 5 inches thick. Doesn't look like there's much of it left. Apparently the shaper that was for sale is sold, so some lucky person's getting a new shaper. Picked these up. These are old stock. Actually going to show you. Look at that. 1/2 inch by inch, I guess. One by 1/2 inch BSW. Cup head. CHPSSS, I'm not sure what they are, but that's them. Batch number 22nd of the 9th, 2010. Holdite fasteners. I'm not sure they're actually, didn't pay that for them either, but not sure they're actually still in business. They have a website, but I don't know how long they've been stopped. So, score, a few of those in the saw bench and a few in the roller. Pretty happy about that. So who's there still? I guess there's people still there. Sorry about that. This is a bit sort of low budget lately. Apologise for that. Anyway, that's the exciting things. If we're back, and I think we are back, sorry about that, I think we're back. Someone let me know. It was me, yeah, it was me. Anyway, that's a couple of things that have been happening. It's starting to come together nicely. I may have a couple of fast and loose pulleys to go where this one goes. A fixed one and one on the bearing. Word on the street. So there may be a couple available somewhere. So that would be another step in the right direction. I don't know if we're going to actually machine that out until we find what's there. Christian from, oh my gosh, I was going to think of the name of his channel and I didn't. I was supposed to shout him out. New channel, just up the road. 3D and CNC and robotics channel is scraping his mill. So he's been here today and the surface plate's all exposed and all the bits are out and everything's happening. These two boards go on top of that surface plate, and there's been some discussion for quite some time that they need a mural on them, and it looks like I've been commissioned to do it, so watch that spot on that. It should be fun. You can keep an eye on. I'll keep some updates happening with that, but got some ideas for it, or we know what we're going to do. It's just a matter of getting it all sketched out and actually on the boards. So that's what we're doing. We'll go out here. I moved the van before we started here. That was a smart idea. Now, van's full of crap. Apologise for this. Trying not to make it a habit, but it seems to be. Are we all receiving nice and clear? Still a bit dark in the back here. It's a little line shaft with a couple of wooden pulleys on it. It's only an inch shaft, which is good. And it's got one bearing block there, at least. A line shaft razor there, or a rigger with a pivot bearing. That's a pretty good sort of self-aligning thing. It's two of them would be really nice. Dream saying g'day. There's some other pulleys, and bits and pieces. There's a tank which belongs to that air compressor. The air compressor was part of the deal. I picked up all this, and mate went and collected it for me. A bit further up north of Brisbane. And there's a water pump goes with it too, so we picked up some junk anyway, if anyone's interested. There's a cardboard box in the middle there that's got course guides in it for bottle attendance course and reciprocating steam engine operators course. Over there before. Hey, if anyone knows or anyone's seen or anyone is aware of someone who makes a decent cradle for that bag trolleys that I can screw in the corner and actually tie it in so that it doesn't rattle around, let me know. I'd be pretty interested. We got a mobile fridge there, 12-volt fridge, and set it with those spanners and the paint box there. Got a new ladder. Pretty excited about the ladder. needed one for a bit, and it was sort of a very useful thing if you've got a huge steamroller that you need to climb on and off all day. So I've got a new ladder there. I'd like to fasten that in here somehow too. But pretty pleased with that. Pretty high load rating and nice and solid and sort of levelling legs. And Dan, that hasn't happened. It's your imagination. You're buying it for me for Christmas. So that's what's happening inside the van. It's full. Go down this weekend. I might empty some of it out, and we might have an empty van again. But there we go. The ladder looks pretty good. Might even take the GoPro and do a review of the ladder if anyone's interested in that. They are fairly capital sort of expenditure, so it might be useful that someone has a sort of a how this works and what it does, sort of a video about it. They're always good videos to have. Anyway, a lot of vacant promises. Got a little air compressor. It looks like it's actually probably got pumps air. It looks like the rings actually work. It's all free. It's not a bad little thing. It would have run off this line shaft, I think, somehow. Not sure. And what looks like a base plate for a shearing machine or something there. I'll try and focus that a bit better. Not very good at that. Look, there's a very tidy, probably municipal built living van for sale down at Forbes in New South Wales. It's a long way out of the way. For a start, it's 9 hours from here in driving. I was 9 hours from Dan, so it's 12 hours from here, something like that, 12 hours. Down in southern New South Wales. It's a big state. It's a galvanised iron one. Mostly it's wooden frame with galvanised iron. I think it was originally galvanised iron. So that's what makes me think that it's not actual ploughing equipment or road maintenance equipment from England. It's actually a locally built one, but it's got steel wheels and wrought iron underframe and decent chassis and all those sort of things, and it's probably not a bad living van, and it's at a good price, but I don't think I can afford it. I've got too many things to do. Not so much that I can't afford it. It is a bit. I just think that money over a period of time would be better off spent on the roller. So there we go. So anyway, that's the junk, and it's all just sort of in there at the moment, and I've got to go backwards and forwards to work for another week, and then I can sort of download it. These are a couple of little 4-spoke pulleys in shaft. Actually might hang on to one of these, and it can probably go on my Lorch lathe. It would be very nice. Let's see how we go with that. It's another inch shaft with a big pulley on it. 4-spoke curved spoke pulley there. Oh crap, this is hard to see in here. Sorry about that. Lewis, happy holidays, yeah. Not too many toys, but I don't want too many projects, Peter, if that makes sense. So this one's got some sort of bearing or something on it. I've got another matching bearing for this one somewhere, or a similar sort of style thing in storage. You can't see that. There's a water pump in there as well. So anyway, that's We'll stand back here and you might be able to see something. You probably can't either. We'll get it all out and I might make a bit of a video of what's happening down there over the weekend if we get time. We should make effort of that between when paint dries and stuff like that. So, there we go. What else is happening? Not very much. I've nearly lost my voice, to be honest. I reckon by about Friday afternoon I won't be talking a whole lot. So, get some sleep tonight. We might be okay. Let's go and have a look at this. What's happened here? There we go, it's locked. Don't think you can see any more from this end really, but there's the ladder. There's my sign painter's box. Could do with a makeover actually. Wouldn't hurt. Pump there under the extension cord and the air compressor there tied up. And some shafting. Angle grinder there. The sander. Let's have a look at this. John's Workshop, good day. Go and check out John's Workshop. It's an excellent channel. You should definitely go and sort that out. Go and have a look, subscribe. Machine NZ, g'day. Most of the people who are on this live stream and comment have got good channels. Tea and Biscuit's got an excellent channel. I believe that Stuart Hingston's got a channel that's going to grow as he starts making things. Dan Shedd's got a channel. Go and check him out. David Bellani, you should go and check him out too. Does some cool things. Now, I made this pattern up. I don't know if this is really what we're going to end up with, but this is what we're going to transfer on up there and see how it looks. That's where I'm at. This is for the boards. On the side of the awning or the canopy on the roller. Something like this, I think. EJ Ritson and Co. And then I think that it'll fit on the space nicely. Steam Engineers. So that's the thought behind that. We'll see how that works or how it works, how it fits, etc., etc. But I think that's probably going to be fairly nice. We're going to do this in a gold leaf, and then a bit of colour around the outside to tidy it up. And I don't know whether we're going to put a shadow on it or something. Traditionally, the shadow would have been on the odd side, on something like that. You put a shadow around this side here, or a block. But traditionally, the shadow's on this side. So, Paul, good morning. So that's the thought. This is all perforated. If we hold it up to the light, you can probably see through it almost. And we'll just transfer that up with a old sock with a bit of chalk dust in it, and draw it out a bit nicer with a pencil maybe, and then start filling it in with a contrasted colour, a bit of white or something, I reckon, a bit of cream, and gold leaf over the top of it, and then from there however it sort of looks like it's going to fit. If this board's got enough width in it, and I think it is only this wide, we'll put this up 10mm, a bit taller across the board, a little bit higher, 3/8, 10mm, something like that. We start talking in black and white as we're talking about rollers, and leave another 3/8 of a gap under here, and that way we can put a 3/8 shadow or block under here as it needs be, in a contrasting colour. That's a bit difficult because the background's black, so we'll still think about that. Ideally, you probably want like a burnt umber or something to do that, I think. So that's progress. I've drawn these out, and this should fit nicely along with the canopy end to end, I think, the two of them. This one first, and this one next. And how much is gold leaf? I bought 2 books of gold leaf. Now, there's different types of gold leaf. Let's talk about gold leaf. There's actually some gold leaf. There's some leaf in that box, and we should add the box in here because there's some leaf in there. I'll show you. There's a few different types of gold leaf. You've got loose leaf, and you've got transfer leaf, and you've got like precious metal leaf, and you've got like imitation leaf. You've got what's called Dutch leaf, which is imitation leaf. It's generally yellow metal leaf. You buy Dutch leaf, that's what you get. There's various grades of it, and there's different presses. On a windy day, because this is 3 meters in the air, and I don't want to waste as much gold as I probably could, I've got transfer leaf for this. Now, transfer leaf sticks to it breaks on the edge of your size. So you put the size down and let it go tacky. And then if you apply transfer leaf, then the leaf breaks and the rest sticks to the page. So you only peel off the bit of leaf here, and then you've got the bit left on the page that you can use for the next bit, or you can use to patch up or whatever. So that's transfer leaf. Loose leaf is loose between 2 pieces of tissue, and you apply it with a mop or like a horsehair brush, a flat brush, and a bit of static, and pick it up on the page, and then put it on. And loose leaf has some advantages over transfer leaf. Loose leaf is good because you can burnish it, so you can get an actual polished finish, or you can get a pattern finished, or you can get like an engine turn finish on loose leaf if it's applied properly. Loose leaf is also used for water gilding, which is what you see on glass, which is like the mirror reflective gilding. Loose leaf's used for things like, as well as signs and things, it's also used for things like weather vanes and that sort of picture frames, things like that. So transfer leaf is a bit more economical, but you can't polish it. What you get's what you get, so you end up with a fairly satin sort of a gold finish. While it reflects quite a bit of light, and you can see it's actually gold leaf. you don't get a reflection, a mirror of reflection, which is not really what I'm aiming for. So you can get 3 different presses generally of transfer leaf. You get soft press or medium press or hard press usually. The hard press will stick to the paper, like when you apply it, and the soft press will sort of, there's a bit more of it comes off when it goes on the against the sides. This wasn't going to be a TED talk on gold leaf, sorry guys. And you can buy it in different colours and various different shades and textures. So I've gone for a lemon, and which is sort of a pale gold, and I've got hard press, and I think it's 14 carat, something like that. So 2 books of gold cost me about $150, but I should have quite a bit left over after I've done this. That's 25 sheets per book. I think they're 80 by 80. So hopefully, if I've done my maths right, I should get most of it done or a bit left over. Proper gold leaf, you don't have to clear coat. No, you can varnish it if you like, but it should be pretty durable just as it is. It's fine like it is. Dutch leaf or imitation leaf tends to tarnish a bit. Like silver leaf in particular tarnishes, which if you get silver leaf, you're really better off with a white gold or a platinum leaf if you want something that's going to, or even aluminium leaf is a better thing, and also available than a silver leaf if you want something that's not going to tarnish and you're not going to cover over. You can get all sorts of cool stuff like variegated leaf, and I don't know if anyone saw that spark plug sign that was in my library. That's variegated leaf, which is actually temperature coloured artificial leaf of some sort, and that's available in all sorts of different patterns. Generally, it's all sort of made the same. It's beaten out into very thin sheets, and annealed and beaten again, and annealed and beaten. Gold you can beat very, very, very thin, and it's about, oh my gosh, I don't know how thick a gold leaf is, but usually it's so thin that if you can't pick it up with your fingers. So I think it's about $150 for enough to do this. It's gone up considerably in the last 12 months. I remember 2 years ago buying books of gold for about $40 a book, and I reckon it's twice that now. And this isn't loose leaf by any sense. I mean, you can spend $80 or $90 on $100 on a book of loose leaf gold without any problems at all. But yeah, temper colouring sort of stuff, Stuart. So there you go. I'm probably not going to clear coat this. We'll see how we go. Trouble is with clear coat, particularly coach varnish and that sort of traditional stuff, is that while it looks nice, it goes yellow pretty quick. Anyway, that's what's happening, and hopefully this weekend at least I can get a pretty good start on that. If I could get like a bit of white down where the letters go and start thinking about sizing it and leafing it up, we'll see how we go. Generally, there's not enough time to do everything, but what else is happening? Anyway, gold leaf's cheap enough to have a go if you if you're interested in it. It's not crazy expensive. It would make a good video series, but there's a lot of people who know more about it than I do. I'm probably going to do a video, if I can, on sorting this out and getting this applied if it works all right. If we run up against hardships and issues, I probably won't. But this font, so everyone's saying, well, what's this font? What do we got here? This is English Curveside, which is a traditional English advertising font, I guess. Was made very famous by Fred Fowl, who was a fairground artist, big fairground artist in the UK, and a lot of his work's still out there on travelling fun fairs and things. I guess it's not really predominantly a fairground font, but it's or a fairground sort of a script, but it is something that lends itself very much to fairgrounds. So there's a lot you can do to detail it. It's probably more of a shop sign and hopefully a road roller sort of a sign, sort of font. So it's predominantly, I like it because it's very easy to put on. There's no actual real straight lines in it. Very, very easy to paint, but and I think it looks good. But there we go. These two boards are going to have a Rick and Morty. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty mural on them. Not sure at this stage how that's going to go, but we'll see. At this point, I don't feel much like it, but I'm not really thinking about it till after Christmas. What else? Who's got a new video out? Everyone? Who's got a cool new video out? Put your hands up, guys. Was there one from Tea and Biscuits? I didn't see that. Just looking back through who's chatting. I'm sure there's good videos. I noticed that the American YouTubers are starting to put videos up again. I saw a Keith Fenner video and a Randy Richard video, so they must have got over their whole bit of their issues. Tea and Biscuits Stuart Models build is complete, so no more videos for a while. That's a really nice little engine. That came up beautifully, Tea and Biscuits. Go and check out his channel and subscribe. It's a good series, that. John's still plugging away at the Shaper refurb. That's a big job. The YouTube Machinist Secret Santa's out. That's right. There's one from this old Tony. I think that's what you mean. What else? All I'm doing is sitting here saying, yesterday was pretty full on and Sunday was pretty full on here on the coast. What did I do Sunday? Went across to Carrara Markets, a big car boot sale here. Didn't buy anything. That was early, and then I went round to my mate Owen's for breakfast. I had breakfast there. I had to come back here because someone was picking something up. I spent most of the day Sunday. What did I do Sunday? I top coated that sign. I put white on it. And yeah, an afternoon nap. Worked all day Monday, 8 hours or something like that, 9 hours, 10 hours, something like that. Pretty full on. And Tuesday, what did I do? I went and bought a ladder and a few little things. Finished that sign, and I did this pattern. So that's what we did on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I've been at work today, so pretty full on. I've done 10 hours today, and I've got 10 hours tomorrow, I think. Probably 10 hours Friday. I'm back to 8 hours and 9 hours or something on Saturday. And after that, I'm off for 3 days. So I'm going down the roller. Anyone who's down that way and wants to call in, say hello. I'll invite you. Don't think we're going to have a steam weekend. I really don't think there's going to be time to steam a roller. I really could live very comfortably just doing odd jobs on it without actually that extra work. So that might not happen, but we'll see how we go. Other than that, there's not much, and I've sort of probably going to cut this short because I'm exhausted. I know a lot of you are staying up late to watch this or up early to watch this, and I really appreciate that. I've got a couple of good video ideas while I'm doing this, and the pressure's off a little bit, so we might get a sawmill video. Might get a steamroller video and look at the canopy. Might even record something about that ladder. Haven't done a tool review video for a long time. All brave, strong words, and none of it will probably happen, but I'd be fairly happy to get a couple of early nights anyway. So there we are. That's about it. Has anyone got anything else to add? James P's late, nearly too late. Tea and biscuits, what's the sense in gold leaf action? Gold leaf's pretty straightforward, there's nothing to it. You just got to get in and do it. You might get some, like, a stop motion or something, some time lapse or something of doing it. I don't know if there'll be much else. But we might get some good videos out if we can. We should start again and get in and make them. No excuses. And then the next week, I don't know what we'll do, but it'd be very nice to have this shaft finished. Anyway, Paul's saying good night. Stuart's saying good night. John's saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy Holidays, whatever your thing is, whatever you do. All do different things. Enjoy the solstice or bah humbug or the whole Scrooge thing or whatever it is you do. And we'll have a bit of go at making some content and probably go to bed and crash out and get up in the morning and start it all again. See how we go. Now I've got to pack up because I've sort of made this place a little bit inhabitable. And I probably should sweep the floor over there. I'm not sure that's going to happen. And put the van back over. I guess. But so far things are coming together. Big thanks to Owen for the awesome donation of a tin of primer. And we'll let you know a bit more about what's happening we should have a catch up or a video or something with Bruce at some point, but I don't know when that's going to be. You'll be picking that up. The reflection makes it very difficult to look nice, but not too shabby. I've seen worse stuff. Anyway, Kimber's Alex Late. He's got 2 or 3 new videos. You should go and check his out. A bit late. I'm heading out. I'm sorry about that. Be kind to each other. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff if that's what you do. And more soon, guys and girls. Apologies to those who just come in.